Yo, what's up, everybody, man? Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships. You know, where we're taking things back to the old school, original type of content for now, for the season. Anyway, this is your host, M3, Mr. Best and Sophisticated Jerk.
What's good?
What's good,
Yes,
family?
Doing
sir.
all right,
Come
man. Doing all
on,
right.
let's get it.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward, man, to this because, we haven't done, like, a lot of these, relationship topics for a minute. And the funny thing is, we're doing like a topic on why, we feel like relationship content is being too repetitive. And if so, man, if you agree or disagree, we want the viewers to tell us why. So shout outs to the first person who came in the chat and comment, Philip Bone.
It's good,
Salute.
Philip.
So boom,
Yeah,
what's going on? $1 billion boom, what's good, man?
yeah. And then on the IG, which unfortunately Streamer has not integrated IG comments as of yet. But shouts to I am Missy or I am C or something. I can't pronounce the whole word right because it's all in together. But salutes to the sis that's tuning in on the IG side. But yeah, we do have like one video that we're gonna play. But before we play, man, we just want to just have a discussion real quick, man. So let me ask you guys this. Now, we've been doing this type of content as far as like relationship content for like I want to say like 5 plus years, right? Do you think that the content that most people are producing now these days, where you hear about the traditional men and women, and usually it's always men versus women, it's never like men and women together, right? Type of thing. But do you think that it is too repetitive at this point? Do you think at this point, man, like we should just keep it simple? People should already know what it is and just move on with these topics.
Who you wanted to go first on this?
Hey, anyone, man.
All right, I'll go.
Oh, that OG.
All right, man. I'm gonna say no. It sounds repetitive, but I think, man, a relationship is, I'll say, one thing that everybody has in common. Because we all have like I say different hobbies. Some people might like sports, but I think if you look at men and women, a relationship is something that everybody just has in common and that everybody could kind of speak to based on their experiences. So, like us, I'll say we're well rounded, we're balanced with it. So we're going to come from that approach. You're going to have like guys that probably had bad experience. They're going to come from them extremes, whatever fucking pill they're taking. Then you're gonna have some women, they might be bitter with dudes, what's the lady's name? Queen maker type side. Then you have balanced females. So I just think it sounds repetitive because, like I said, it's one of those things that everybody kind of could relate to. And then also with that being said, it's just you always getting, I'll say, new people into their conversation because, like I said, people are growing up, they're starting to deal with other people. They might have a breakup. So now they got experiences. So they're joining into the conversation. So, just think about it, man. Ricky Lake, them shows back in the 90s and shit, they wasn't on YouTube and stuff, but, it was just in different forums and stuff. So I think the conversation is always going to go on as long as there's like men and women interactions. It's going to, keep the conversation going. Then, the older people will probably rotate out, but then the newer generation is going to come in and they're going to be like doing 3D conversations in their living room and shit with robots and stuff. So it's just going to change the technology a little bit, but the conversation going to keep pursuing. My bad.
Oh no, you good, man. I like that breakdown.
Is it repetitive? In its current state, yes, but it is important. I'll say that. It is an important conversation, but it's definitely repetitive. It is a lot of it is not solution based oriented. A lot of it is based on just what people feel and just their perspective, and a lot of it is based on things that don't make sense, and it comes from a standpoint of people who are not in long term relationships, or have never been in a long-term relationship. It's just clear. And the three of us have been in relationships where we have lived with women for over a decade. So if you have never done that, or if you even never lived with a woman, most people ain't never lived with a woman or a man for over 5 years, maybe even 5 months, maybe even 5 weeks or 5 days. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so a lot of it comes from just experience where there's really none. And you can tell they don't have experience just about the dumb stuff that they say. Cause it's like you really don't live with no house with nobody, do you? Like you just can't, like, cause all that stuff y'all saying about all these imaginary things that you got in your mind, that doesn't happen in a real relationship. In a real relationship, there are things that happen that sometimes you can't control. Then there's things that pop up that you have no idea was gonna happen or you didn't even plan for. So a lot of times they talking all this stuff because they just ain't never. It's like somebody who ain't never really been in a fight. You ever watched two boxers and there's one talking all that crap, but he ain't never fought nobody. And there's the other boxer, he chilling and he ain't really saying much. He may say a few words, but he done fought literally everybody, right? So he's like, bro, like you talking all this, but you ain't fighting nobody. Like you ain't really do nothing. So I think that's what it is. A lot of people are talking from a standpoint where they literally don't have experience, and like you said, SJ, the experience that they have comes from bitterness, comes from anger, it comes from them not getting the results that they're looking for. You know, and I am pondering of doing a show kind of where we actually do it, Kevin Samuels, somewhat Kendra G style, where we actually have people up, we ask some questions, and we try to really help them out. But this will be a trial run. It will only be 2 episodes because I don't really trust that it will go further because I don't really, I really don't trust how people have common sense or decency. So I really am going to really do a trial run, like literally I am. So that's really what it is. Like it has to move forward. It has to come. We have to come up with solutions. If not, it's going to be repetitive. And on top of that, there's so many other things that we have to address within our community. I don't know about anybody else's community, but with our community, there's so many other things that we have to address. So this is we got to figure out like just this. Like this is important, but it can't be the end all and be all. And that's what I'm gonna land there for right now. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think, in my opinion, right. So, is it repetitive? I would say yes, but only when it comes to the men versus women type of topics. But overall, in relationships, I don't think it can never be repetitive because, like, that's something essential that everyone really needs. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you need food and water to survive. You know, you need relationships, like, to actually progress and keep going in certain aspects of life and to procreate. The only reason why I would think that the men versus women topics are repetitive, especially like in our community, because those are non-solution based topics. It's basically for clickbait, for clicks and views, to get people riled up. It's almost like you're giving somebody a treatment, but you're not really giving them the full doses of a cure. You know what I mean? So, and the only reason, like, you're giving people bit by bit and using like these men versus women type of topics to spew like the hatred of them, because that's going to have men keep coming back, including women as well too. So when you have a whole bunch of hurt people circulating around through the internet, and you only keep feeding them a whole bunch of poisonous like type of advice, poisonous type of content, it's not going to go anywhere. It's always going to stay stagnant, and I feel like that's kind of like the key for most content creators. Like, they use these type of topics to keep people stagnant, because here's the thing: if we progress, you know what I mean, and we move on, then we're not going to really have the need for any more relationship advice. I'm not saying like 100% completely, but us going back and forth like to like, or constantly to try to like look for these quote unquote solutions, like, once we have like the person that we want, we're going to be less active on that type of content. So that's what I think.
But just a little bit of pushback, I would say, because I do. I think the solution is in the conversation. So I think it might not be directly in there, but I do think people coming in expressing what issues, eventually is going to lead to the solution. So like I said, it might take some time, but I think it's good that people are actually having conversations and stuff. So I think sometimes, man, people confuse it. Cause like I said, I think if you're like, you got your shit together, you're listening to it, you're like, God damn it, why don't you just go outside? It makes sense because you're coming from a place of like, you kind of have your things in order. But I think some of the people that might be experiencing things, I'm like, let them have that conversation. And then also, when people are, putting out, I say bad talking points, in these forums, they can be challenged and stuff. So I think that's a good dynamic where, because a lot of people just got a sheep mentality. We got to keep it a buck. So they kind of just follow the trend. Then I think when they get people that's like, nah, man, you know what? I'm giving this pushback. People start kind of swaying and stuff like, oh, okay, you know what? Damn, I can let my guard down. I ain't got to jump on this bandwagon and stuff. So I think all the dynamics all together, man, I think it's actually pretty good. Because, man, there are some issues out here. Like I said, I think like certain people, they know how to figure out the dynamics, but there's a large portion of like entitlement, I'll say, in a society now. There's like unrealistic expectations that, I think a lot of people just can't adapt to like the newer times, with, it's kind of like everybody's stuck in the past with the traditional stuff. So I just think, man, like the conversations are kind of pushing people to kind of be open up and stuff.
Gotcha. Salutes to Wanted Watson, B-Eazy.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? What's good, Dark Lake?
Good. Wally, what's good? Dark Lake, what's going on? I just want to say this.
How's everyone doing on the panel? God bless everyone. How y'all doing?
Doing great, man.
I want to say one thing before Dark Lake get up in here. I think the issue is a simple fact is that people really rely on people for this advice, right? So they really rely on what they're saying, right? So it's a difference, and based on that, because of that, and they rely on them to the fact where it's like they're looking at this person like they're like a therapist, a life coach, or a preacher, or something like that, or like a father figure, like or an uncle. So I think that's the main issue. It's not the issue isn't people talking about relationships. Like people gonna talk about relationships, that's all good, right? The main problem is, you know what I'm saying, is a simple fact of like, dude, like people really, really hang on these people's words. Like they really like it's like they treat their words like it's the gospel, right? Whether they're proven or not proven, whether they ever been in a relationship or not been in a relationship, whether their relationship is going well or not, they hang on these people's words. So I think that's the issue. So, you know what I mean? Because of that, you're not really having solution based oriented conversations. People ain't really getting help. You know what I mean? They've been single for however long. Like you said, OG, unrealistic expectations, right? The expectations are just not realistic. They don't make any sense. And then on top of that, with that, if you have expectations that are not realistic, plus you also have a lot of things that you got to work in your own character, it's a double whammy. You know what I mean? So I think that's really the main issue. But Dark Lake, you could rap on. And 3, I don't know if you want to throw some music, dog, in the background. I don't know if you want to do that or not.
You guys can hear the music in the background?
I can't hear Jack.
It's a little low.
I don't know what's up with StreamYard, but hold on.
Yeah.
Let me know like if the music's good, right? But
That was good right there. I can hear it a little better.
You guys can.
Let me turn on my volume because it could be me, y'all. My volume's all the way up. Okay.
Is it good now?
It's still a little low, but I think we straight. We go.
Okay, sure. But salutes to B-Eazy and Ruthless Truth, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Dark Lane, man, you up next. And then we got Ruthless, and then we got B-Eazy.
Okay, hey, thank you so much for having me on the show. I apologize for not being able to cam up.
Oh, no
I just had to add up my little perspective on this because, man, the title of the show, M3, I'm telling you, it's a lot, man. It's it's a lot that's involved in this, and I actually happen to have like a passion about it. So you know what? Like, it's a lot of stuff jumbling in my head, but I'm gonna try to keep it concise and as short as possible. So pray for me. Okay. So here we go. I'll start here, right? The topic is like, are these relationship conversations repetitive and helpful at all, especially in the Black community, right? And so the reason why, the thing that kind of pulled me into this whole like having conversations about the dating market and all that is because I, was raised by my mom and dad. I saw the way that my mom treated my dad and how she operated within the family household. And I also saw, right, how my grandmother did the same with my grandfather, right? And my grandfather was a master drill sergeant in Vietnam. So he kind of instilled some disciplinary aspects to the family unit that my mom believed in, right? And my grandmother believed in. So, I'm a young kid growing up thinking that all the other girls who are like, growing with me within my vicinity, right? In my area or whatever, are having the same aspects taught to them. And obviously I was wrong. Oh, what's good, 100 watts? How you doing? And obviously I was wrong about that. And so it was amazingly disappointing. And so a lot of what I believe is missing, right, in the community when it comes to relationships is logic, common sense, and reason. And essentially, right, not, oh, I'm so smart, I'm gonna hop on a panel, start saying stuff. No, that wasn't my intention or thought. It was just, wait a minute, they're not considering this aspect. And they're having a whole hour-long conversation on the panel about some dumb stuff. But if they knew this aspect of it, then they would understand. So then I hop up on the panel and have that conversation. But then I'm attacked because, you know what? Not to make this personal, but I'll take it off of me. But what I'll say is this, right? It's not the repetitive nature of the conversations that's the problem, because honestly, some shit needs to be repeated for some people in our community. The issue is all the hidden agendas that exist. That's the issue. So you have a whole bunch of men who they don't want women to have standards because those men themselves know that they can't live up to those standards. So any man who hops in the mix of a conversation and says, actually, it's better, you actually care about yourself as a woman if you move this way, and that's what men respect, and there's a whole group of men who go against that guy from preaching that message to that woman because they don't want women to hold men in that form of esteem because they believe themselves that they can't live up to that esteem. So I'm just illustrating one example of some of the problems. It's mostly the agendas on both sides, men and women, that create a scenario where there's no progress when it comes to these conversations. And then the last thing I'll say is it's not the repetitive nature of the conversations. It's essentially we need to find a different avenue or tool to preach the messages that we preach or have the conversations that we have. Right, like for instance, Tyler Perry, he is known for owning vacant military bases. Cat Williams is following in his footsteps and doing the same thing. Cat Williams just purchased a vacant military base where he's gonna start doing productions. Right, I'm just using that as an example to show that having conversations was just the tip of the iceberg. But if we could bring our resources together and do something like the example that I used to as a different tool to get our message out, then I think that would be a bit more beneficial than just having conversations with people who have agendas, if that makes sense. Sorry for the rant, but yeah, that's about it.
No, you was cooking.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dark Knight. Unfortunately,
real quick, I got a quick question. Do y'all think sometimes we don't need solutions? And what I mean by that is like, because even if you look in the Bible, it's like there's not a ton of virtuous people even outlined in that. So it's just like, say you do have your stuff together and you're not finding somebody virtuous. Aren't you supposed to kind of stay to yourself? Or you might not even find that like relationship to that degree. So I'm thinking sometimes like if we're saying everything is kind of bad and there is a large pool of bad people, you might not need to just jump into a relationship. So is it based on that?
I would say you're right, Sophisticated, but the thing is that see, I don't like bullying, right? and I don't like ostracizing people from communities or society.
Oh, okay, I got you.
The thing about it is, sophisticated, you're 100% right. But I feel like there needs to be some form of acceptance for people who make that decision. So a man could do exactly what you're saying. He, you know what? There's no virtuous women out there, right? Or I can't find the right one, or da da da. So let me stay to myself. But guess what happens to him? Oh, he's an incel. So him not bothering anybody or not even sleeping with anyone is still a problem somehow. So as long as we can create a form of like a safe space, I hate to use that term, but it is what it is, a safe space for people or men who do exactly what you just suggested, I think would be the best scenario. You know, but men don't always do that for men in society, create safe spaces for them to, you know, live their lives how they want to live them or pursue or maneuver. You feel me? If that makes sense.
Nah, it does. And you made me feel bad because I definitely call somebody an incel. So
sometimes, no, I didn't say, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that you can't call it out. Especially if I didn't say you can't call it out. I'm just saying we got to recognize the programs out here. That's all I'm saying.
Real quick, want to give a shout out to my bro Philosophical real quick. Good to see you in the building, bro. What's going on? What's going on? Peace to him and his family. Much love. But to answer your question, SJ, OG, I'm gonna say this, man. Um, I think it should be solution based in a sense where I'm just telling you what you need to what's gonna help you in that situation. If you need to look in the mirror, I'm gonna tell you look in the mirror. If you need to look in the mirror and stop choosing the same people, I'm gonna tell you that. If you need to probably move out of the area that you're in or possibly broaden your horizons, I'm gonna tell you that. You know what I mean? I know a couple right now that I hope to get together. I told the woman, I said, hey, you gotta look at some people that's outside of your area. She looked at her brother outside the area, and they've been going strong for over a year, and they doing well. So shout out to my family. So listen, at the end of the day, it does need to happen because you know what I mean. You don't want to see people out here just going in circles. You know what I mean? Like a dog chasing their tail, and then they're frustrated and they complain, and then then they want to spew, and it's like, hey, look, this is what you need to do in order for this not to happen or for you to get better results. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay.
I will say something, but I want to get Rufus word on it, and then get to Watt. So, Rufus, are you still here?
Yes, sir. Just
Yeah.
listen to all the landscape.
Cool. Did you hear like the sophisticated jerk's question, or do you want to repeat it to you?
Yeah. I heard it. Yeah. So the title will show is a relationship content being too repetitive, and if so, why? Right?
Yeah, but also Jerk had a question for the panel.
He can respond to that. No, I was just asking because I'm under the assumption now. I'm like, everybody don't need to be together. Some people might need to sit on out. So that's where I was going with it. But
okay.
Yeah, Rufus can answer whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is like football, in my opinion. These panels like football is a sport, right? We come in here and we jump on each other, fight, and go our separate ways. Is the conversations good to have? Yes, because there's a lot of people in relationships or in marriages or in a dating pool, whatever, and they can take what they want from it and institute it into their, little toolbox, whatever, so they can have perspective. But I do believe that most of these conversations are in bad faith, right? But these are the conversations we have to have because we got to show the conversations that we're having in bad faith. There's somebody to retort that so that a person can see down the middle what is the best case scenario and how can they imply or implicate whatever they need to, maybe better their situation or not, or actually don't listen. Like some people help people. Some people you like, man, he crazy. I know not to go that way. So there's a lot of advice that's given here on these panels, and we all have our difference. You know what I'm saying? Sophisticated jerk is black and white. Pick right, choose right, or lever. M3's philosophical a little bit. 100 watts, he's very pragmatic, very in his delivery, and best, he loves women, right? So we
Hold on, what are you real quick? What's your lane? Would you would you kind of like label yourself, Ruthless?
Yes, I do love women, most definitely.
Yeah. So maybe too much, but anyway, yeah. But
at times, yeah.
I am ruthless truth. I'm down the middle, right? I'm down the middle, meaning whoever side is criticizing one side too much, I'll bring reality back to keep both sides in the middle, that they both need work, right? They both are not perfect. So whoever's giving the most criticism, which is typically the women, right? I have to come in and expose their idiocracy and their imperfections, right? And then let them know that they're no better than the people they're talking about. That is my whole everything, right? That's what it stands on. And also sometimes I gotta bring sophisticated jerk back to reality. He thinks everybody, he's a big projector. You do a lot of projecting. So we gotta keep people like you in reality. But yeah, everything's cool though. So yeah, these conversations are cool. I like it. It's like a sport though. It's like football, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. I think you got to keep having them, and people making money off of them, right? Some people making money. Some people need to, some people need to bounce off. M3, I know you're still in the, player life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're a player or a lover. I don't know where you stand at, but I'm saying
I'm a player though.
He love the hoes, man. He love the hoes, man.
You don't want to be a player.
Rufus out here snitching.
Hey! I don't know the little bitty t-shirts he be going on. Kind of. I mean, I'm a little suspicious. You know what I'm saying?
As long as
he like if the shirt don't fit, must have quit, right? So and then how Watts 100 look like he on a mission, like he's cyborg. So we all good though, right? We gonna put it together. So yeah, I like coming and talking to you guys. Really, also this is also a place where I build relationships. You know what I'm saying? Cool, dudes I'm cool with. I also beef with a few dudes. To be honest with you, stretch gang. But yeah, I have a little bit of everything. But I built some interest. Look at M3. We were bumping heads in the beginning, but me and him came a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you came to your senses, and that's when we started being cool.
Yeah, once you stop doing a lot of sipping, you became more even. So yeah, then we became more like better to conversate. But yeah, and I like it, and I've been doing MT for 2 years now. So this is, and he's in Oakland, I think, Bay Area, and I'm way down here in LA. We would have never met through this. So this is to me a place where we can come, bounce off each other, and if somebody has some questions or I have questions, we can have a conversation. So yeah, these things I don't think it's repetitive. It's things we need to have a conversation about. How we at iron sharpen iron.
Yeah.
Right. We need to chop. We just here to sharpen each other's iron. Make sure that we pause, but make sure that we are fine tuned in our journey. And I'll land it there.
Okay.
Salute. All right, 100 watts.
First of all, I want to say, M3, you look like you are fighting an Everclear demon right now. You look like you went to the cheap section in the gas station. You got some MD 2020 or something. It's beating your ass right now.
Hold on, when does it all become like a roast on M3 show?
They say, cuz I don't know what it is, but you look like you enjoying your cloud. I ain't mad at you. Yeah.
Hey, the tight shirts, man, bring the views, man.
Yeah.
Hey, M3. Let them talk their shit. Because I wear the hoochie daddy shorts and niggas want to talk shit too, and I don't care. Okay. I like my thighs out, and I don't care what you niggas say. The bitch
a lot of pause moments right here.
Hey, 100 watts. Hey, 100 watts.
Pause.
He do 500 pisses. He do 500 push-ups for each stream. Get to it.
Work, goddamn. Hey, you ain't gonna pretend like you ain't stood in the mirror and practice your hello a couple of times before you met up with it. But don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Who you talk to? You talk to me?
Come on, Rufus. You know what? You too cool for school, so I ain't even fucking with
No.
you.
No. I'll give you that one. I did that when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah. Okay.
After 17, I took off, nigga. I took off.
Some of us bloom late. It's okay.
I was like R. Kelly. I had wings I could fly. You know what I'm saying? So once I got that wings, I started flying.
I'm glad you cleaned that up at the end because I didn't know where you was going with that.
Hey, but shout out to Rufus though. I mean, now Rufus is a true player though, right? You know,
no, I'm not a player, sir. Do not disgrace my name.
Okay, pimp. But
no, not pimp either. That carries 15 years.
That carries 15 years.
So for the record, I am not a PIMP at all. Not even close. I want the fans to come get me.
To answer your question, Jerk, I do think I see that there is a value in having solutions to conversations, but everything ain't for everybody. I don't fuck with people who don't fuck with me, and I'm not trying to convince somebody to fuck with me that don't fuck with me. So if we having a conversation and you don't agree with it, you can either join the conversation so we can battle talking, not even battle talking points, so we can bounce our ideas off of each other, or you can get the fuck out of my way. Like I have no need to try and convince somebody that they living a better life than me and I need to live my life like that. Man, get the fuck on with that shit. So the reason I'll say I see that solutions are important is because when there are, like I've said quite a few times that I come up here and have these conversations so I can challenge my thought process. I know that I'm in my early 30s and I don't know shit. Once I turned 25, I realized I was stupid as hell and I didn't know nothing. So now I'm accepting the fact that I don't know shit. So I come here with these conversations.
I wore that dark ass hoodie. Look like Trayvon Martin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even bag of Skittles. What's up? But see, and even with that, I know how to move around in public. I know not to wear this shit outside.
I fucked with you, low key.
I know not to wear this shit outside.
Yeah, you get pulled over, nigga. LAPD would be on your ass.
I know to take my hood off. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to move around.
Because you look like the suspect.
Yes. Hey, look, man. I fit the description for everything.
For real.
I fit the description for everything.
You know, LA hit those cases on you in a minute.
Oh yeah, all the time. Police, hey, come here. Let me see your ID real quick.
Man, if you all let 100 get to his response, Ruthless.
No,
he
but
was over here cooking.
Like everything's not for everybody though. Like you have to know when you're in a space where you either aren't welcome or you're not, or you're just not like everybody else. Like sometimes it's okay to recognize that you're not like what everybody else is and get the fuck out of there and go on somewhere else. You don't have to convince people to accept. You must accept everyone, and this should be a safe space for all of us to. No, motherfucker, this is my panel. I'm going to let whoever, you know what I'm saying. So, like, for the sake of M3 and Mr. Best, like, no, this is my shit. I'm gonna let on who I want to, and I'm gonna kick off who I want to. Yes, I'm gonna be selective, and yes, I'm gonna give grace to motherfuckers that I know that I've known for a few years versus you that I don't know. Like, everything not for everybody, and fuck your feelings about it.
I'm gonna go. Okay.
Yeah, because so maybe I asked the wrong question, but do y'all think, like, because I know we referenced the community, and like I'll give an example. I got a friend, man, and this dude is like dependent on relationships versus like wanting one and wanting to be in like a healthy one. It's almost like he'll jump in one, 2 days later he's like damn near jumping in a relationship, and we see a lot of the after effects of people hopping in and out. So do you think a solution is possibly people don't need relationships? They need to like chill out for a little bit?
It sounds like your buddy needs like an intervention.
Can I answer that?
Nah, but it's a lot of people like that too, you know. Oh, go ahead, Ruthless. But yeah, I was just saying, like,
I think relationships are going to go on. They're going to continue because people lust after each other. I don't think we need to stop. I just think we have to. I think men need to accept and come out of the illusion, right, and accept that marriage will look different. Marriage will no longer be the norm. It'll be co-parenting. You'll be dealing with girls with rotate. Probably they most likely got a rotation just like you. Yeah, there's no longer the, let me meet your dad, let me meet your mom. None of that shit. You just meet them. Yeah, so in my opinion, men have to evolve to the evolution of the way women is, because there's no matter what, and I'm gonna land it here, women are gonna want to fuck these bitches, right? So if you're gonna continue to fuck them, which you are, you just got to evolve to understand that the good wife and the princess of Disneyland shit is all a fucking delusion, and the reality is, enjoy it while it lasts.
Okay, but then my question is to you, Rufus, is that, but what about the ones that's in like Christian faith? You still have those set of people that still fall under like the laws of like the scriptures, and so like they still preach and promote marriage, despite of how disastrous marriage has become over the years. What do you say to that?
Well, for the Christian faith, marriage is not necessary. It's not absolute, right? I can name you several instances in the Bible where a whole bunch of brothers have baby mamas, and Samson, all he did was kill people and fuck hoes. So marriage is not an absolute for the Christian religion. People find that, I don't know where people get that theory from. There are a lot of brothers that didn't get married. There's a lot of brothers that even have sex with women. So, yeah, Christian, we just fine, right? We Gucci.
Shit, one woman told me I was gonna go to hell, man, if I keep fucking.
Oh, listen to her. She don't know what she's talking about.
Who going to hell? Hey, how y'all doing? All right.
What's up, Chocolate?
Let me answer M3 question real quick. And M3, you know better, so you already know what this is.
Oh yeah,
you asked this question, but anyway, there's good people and there's bad people, no matter what you do. But it's also to answer both you and Jerk at the same time. As far as like whatever faith you have, whether it's Christian, Muslim, or whatever, because we know our community is divided really up into two faiths. So you're either Muslim or you're either Christian. We know that for a fact, right? And in each you have those that are good, that really are following that faith, and those who are using the faith to do whatever they want, right? That's just life. That's in anything. But also, so that's to answer your question. To answer SJ question, it's nobody's gonna be alone. So we always are gonna look for a relationship. We always gonna rely on relationship, right? But like you were saying, it's the type of relationship, right? So are you looking for relationships that are actually going to be positive, that are actually going to help you, that actually are going to encourage you and bring you positivity and things of that nature? Or you just gonna keep hopping from one person to another person just because they bring you comfort? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not looking for substance and I'm just needing company, then yeah, that's an issue. So I totally agree with you. But ain't nobody gonna be alone. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I gotta start over today, I'm not gonna be alone a long time, baby. I'm just not doing it. 3 months max.
I'm all alone.
Okay? Yeah,
no
3 months, 3 months max. 3 months max. Sing it, Chocolate.
But now
3 months
I
max.
believe that, man. I honestly, I think for the exceptional, right? Like for some people, we may have the idea that, okay, all right, 3 months max, but I guarantee like within a month or two, or way less than that, you're gonna probably find some woman, right? And I'm talking about a woman that you're really digging. You'll be like, all right, cool. I'm back off the market once yet again. Mm-hmm. I thought like for me, like I was gonna be off the market. I gave myself like a whole year,
No, I wouldn't jump into something. 3 months would be the time that salute to my man LG Vahan Studios.
Salute.
Make sure you check that brother out. He got some very funny content.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Check him out.
M3,
no,
can I just say this real quick too?
That's my homie who do comedy. He cool, man. Salute to him.
Salute.
Hold on, Chuck. I'm gonna land real quick.
I don't want to hold on. I'm just playing. Go ahead, babe.
But no, like the reason I say 3 months max.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, bro. Thanks for subbing. Thanks for subbing to the channel. You sub to the channel as well. Thank you, bro. You know what I mean? My thing is the simple fact that I say 3 months max because I would not want to be in something long term unless I really take my time and really build with somebody. Especially where I'm at now, like I gotta know who you are. Like we gotta at least live with each other. I gotta meet your folks. I gotta, or if you even have folks, like, or what you consider your folks, like, yeah, what is your religious background, or what morals you have, or do you even want a family? Do you want kids? How many kids you want? Do you want to still live out here? Like, it's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff that we have to understand where each other is at, and then from there, I'll consider what we'll do from there. And I land there. So M3
Oh,
chocolate.
okay. I
Can can I throw one question at Mr. Best and
Yes,
whoever
sir.
else want to answer it?
Well,
So do
Chocolate
you
will be
think?
next.
Do you think people jumping in and out of them? Because I like what you said. It's the type of relationship. But do you think how a lot of people are maneuvering is what's causing the gender wars, the back and forths? Is people hopping in and out and getting bitter about that?
Absolutely, because we doing fast food relationships. we want Roof Chris, but we keep going to McDonald's and getting mad that we getting bad service and the fries is cold and all this other stuff. You going to McDonald's, what do you expect? If you get something good out of McDonald's at least one time out of 10, then you should be happy. But it'll probably be garbage 10 times out of 10 because it is garbage. So, but that's what it is. So we out here just running amok, relying on the internet and technology just to hook up with people. What you expect? The internet's like a club now. These apps are like a club. So you just get what you get because you're not really looking for nothing of substance. And if you find something of substance, then you are beyond blessed. I'll land there.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so we got Chocolate Earth. After Chocolate Earth, I got a video for us to play. But go ahead, Chocolate Earth.
No, I was just gonna say my picture looked real good on your TV behind you. I thought your setup was real cool. I just wanted to throw that out there. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, behind you. Yeah, I was like, ooh, I feel like we in the room. Okay, y'all got it. Go ahead, show the video.
Oh man.
But Chocolate Earth, let me ask you this question. Before we move on to the video,
Yeah.
is relationship content being too repetitive?
Yes, it's repetitive because it's the same conversation. It doesn't go any further. The minute it starts, somebody's under rules get twisted from men and women both, and then we can't break down why we are acting a particular way because too many people want to say, I'm not that guy or I'm not that gal. Then stop talking about it then. That's all I say. There's my answer. You got it.
All right, cool. Appreciate it. All right, let me go and get this video started. Let me see. Shout out to the guy. I think he's a comedian as well. But anyways, he started talking about like the podcast about like just this whole repetitiveness. But let me just go ahead and play it out of fair use.
I mean, for 8 years, y'all podcast niggas and podcast women been talking about the same shit, relationship. How y'all got 8 years worth of content to talk about what a man can be versus a woman? It ain't that much love in the world that you can talk about for 8 years. This how simple that shit is. I meet you, you meet me, I like you, I protect, provide for you. You cook and suck and fuck me, and we enjoy life. That shit took 3 seconds. The fuck y'all talk about this shit for 8 years? Y'all just making shit up at this point, man. 8 years, the same shit. I mean, at this point, y'all podcast is not y'all not tired of talking about the same shit. You not tired of repeating yourself. Y'all motherfuckers the ones who need therapy, not us. Y'all need fucking therapy, man. The women, man, can't lead. Y'all one date the guy with 6 figures. I one date the entrepreneur. One date this. I one date that. All you say is you want. None of y'all never say y'all are. There go the niggas. Women don't do this. Women don't do that. Women be lying. Man, that's your bitches, man. A real man like me, our ladies in compliance. We don't complain about none of that shit. That's you niggas, you podcast niggas who can't control your household, nigga. Because you're too busy gossiping. That's what the fuck you on there doing? God damn, man. I just need to ban that, man. That shit annoying as fuck, man. I can't. I had to pull over, man. Got a goddamn headache. Listen to that dumbass shit. I mean,
All right.
Man, he was flowing on that.
I'm just gonna be 100%. I love when men tell the truth. That is a very attractive thing. And being that I've been online 10 years as a watcher, and not 10 years as a watcher, but included a content creator, a panelist, you know, connecting with people on and off and on and off, he's not lying. We have been talking about the same shit. That is disturbing and has not gotten us anywhere. How are men helping other men? How are women helping other women? That's not what we want to talk about. We want to shame each other into believing that one is lesser than the other, and that's not the case. You are only a prize to the person that is a prize. Like, let's right on, brother. Y'all got it. Thank y'all for letting me speak. I know I'm the girl up here today. Thank y'all.
No, thank you for coming up, man. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, 100. I saw you come off mute.
I don't like that premise for two reasons. One, because everybody on the motherfucking internet been talking about the same shit since they started talking about whatever the fuck. Everybody has a niche on the internet, and some people don't know how to get outside of their box. If all you looking at is relationship shit, that's all you're gonna see on the internet. But some people know how to stretch outside of just relationship shit. My algorithm has more than women ain't shit and niggas is doing women dirty. My algorithm has more than that. I have other videos in my algorithm. Everybody has a niche. So whenever someone does content and they find something that works for them, if that's what works for them, I'm not gonna tell them that they shouldn't do it. If that's your spot and that's what works for you, do what works for you. Don't be no fucking relationship coach trying to come over here and tell me how to file taxes, cuz like keep your ass where you're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? I think it's okay for people to be in what they're okay with talking about, even if they don't know even if they sound crazy as fuck. If this is what you're comfortable with talking about, then stay over here. The second reason I don't like this premise is because whether people like it or not, YouTube is an information source now. It is the #1 search engine in the world now. It is more used than Google. And people use YouTube to find out all kinds of things. You can find out how to change brakes. You can find out how to change your oil. You can find out how to change a light bulb. You can find out how to meet a woman. You can do all kinds of amazing fucking things on YouTube.
That's been bad, though. I'm
And
just
see,
saying the meet a woman part. I'm just saying the meet a woman part. You got
and what? And that right there is why this is going to continue to be a thing, because everybody's circumstance is going to be different. There aren't people. Some people are not able to be socially involved to figure these things out. It's going to have to go from listening to other people and gaining experience through books and videos and all kinds of other shit. Like, people are going to have to find a way to be socially connected because people don't connect in the real world anymore. So if you're someone that is actually trying to connect with people, then you're going to have to use the internet to figure out how to connect to people, because that's where all the people are, is the internet.
Could I, if that's okay, I don't want to give you no pushback. I really want to just say this. I agree with the fact that, yes, if you and your niche is making you your money, I got you. But I want to clarify with what I was saying as well, is that if you are going to talk about relationships, let's put it there. We know we are, okay? That's part of the game. Why can't we have a show about sex? Why can't we have a show about male health? Why can't we have a show about intimacy and how do we connect as Black men and women? That a hug actually has been studied to make people healthier, being hugged 4 times a day. That is the type of stuff that people will say, oh, that's crazy. Who cares? Why would you? But if we're going to pull social dynamic, yes, there's example.
But
So
all
those
of it,
conversations aren't there for the me. Listen, I'm just telling you. I'm
So-
only telling you this. I am not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying there's another portion of men who I've been privy to know that do want guidance, do want assistance, would love to see how men talk about their married lives, positive dating. There are men out here who want it. But guess what? If you don't have a host that is inept, that is able to be that complex, that is why it is repetitive. True enough, that's humans. But you also have the piece of there are nuanced conversations within those general conversations you're talking about. And us out here in this space, we don't get to the nuance. That's where I was going. We pick on the same headline and write it all the way through. Nuance is scary. Nuance is vulnerable. And that is not happening. Yeah, you got it. I'm good. Thank
Can I jump in real quick? Because I kind of agree with 100 on this. And the first reason why is just like, I don't understand why people complain about something they claim they don't like. You could easily not listen to it. And then secondly, I just think people want to talk about what they want to talk about. So I think if somebody wants to have a different conversation, go create that. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like sometimes it's like people want to kind of dictate people to have the conversation that they want to have and stuff. And I think you need to allow people to have what conversations they want to have, because that's where I think eventually the solution is going to come. So they might start off on some super rah stuff, but eventually, you know, they might gravitate to other things. Like I said, when we start giving the pushback and stuff. And, you know, lately I've been doing a lot of like news breakdowns and stuff like that. And I just covered the Chicago one, you know, the one we just did, M3, when there was like 45 shootings up there. You know what I wish they was doing? Sitting their ass online, having conversations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
oh my God, thank you for saying so. Hell yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just think, man, sometimes I think I get the sentiment sometimes, because like I said, I think people that are social, like 100 was saying, they're good, but it's just like allow people to socialize, because this might even be their downtime coming off of work. They're like, you know what, man, I don't feel like going out and about, getting in trouble. So, you know, let me just get in here and chop it up with people. Because honestly, that's why I jump on here and have conversations. Because I'm like, man, I done talked about, you know, spreadsheets and shit at work. I don't want to hear no more smart stuff. So I'd like cracking jokes, man, talk about sports. So I just think it's a new way of like communicate. And I think relationships is the connector with a lot of this, like I said, because, you know, a lot of people don't want to get into politics, sports, or different things. So, I think it's healthy, actually, if you don't overdo it.
Let me get this real quick, right? I ain't trying to be harsh, but I'm just gonna be. It's gonna be what it is. Look, man, some of y'all just need to go outside. Okay? I know that a lot of y'all don't want to take L's. You don't want to be hurt, and you want to go on your healing journeys and all that, man. F all that. Go outside. It's called growing pains. Get hit. You're gonna get hit. Life is hard. It ain't easy. I know when I was coming up, and my grandmother, my grandparents would be hard on me. And I'm like, dang, why are you so hard on me? Like, cause you think this hard? This ain't nothing. Like, when you get in that real world, you're gonna really get hit. And guess what? I really got hit. You're gonna get hit. But it's hot. But it's getting hit and getting up. You know what I mean? It ain't easy out here. It's gonna be some difficulties. You're gonna face some challenges, especially if you're a person of color. You dang sure will, and you are. And that's just what it is. With that being said, take your behind outside. Let the sun hit you. All right? Go through some challenges, go through some things, and you will be okay. You will make it. But I, for one, C-Rad, man, just mute your mic. You got a little background, bro. I, for one, am not coming on here telling y'all anything too personal. I don't really know you niggas like that. Be honest with you. I love a lot of y'all, but I don't know y'all like that. I'm not telling you about my sex life. I'm not telling you about my intimacy. You barely know my name. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not.
But why can't you? I have to give you.
Hold on.
Come
let
on,
me finish.
so.
Let me finish. I'm in my mode, and I'm
not trying to rush you. I just had a question for you. Go ahead.
No problem. Let me rap, Chocolate. I'm here. I'm not. I have a social life. I have a social circle. I realized that I said, dang, I know so many people. Like I forget about the amount of people I know, not just where I live at, but also from my hometown. Like, you know what I mean? So get you a social circle. Travel. Some of y'all need to move out of wherever you at and take a risk and try something new and experience new things. M3 will tell you, you know me personally, I'm not afraid to try things, experiment, figure things out. You know what I mean? And actually
Uh-huh.
challenge myself to be better. I'm never afraid of doing that at all. A lot of y'all just pussy and y'all don't want to take the risk. And I hate to use this word, but I just have to. You don't want to take the risk. You don't want to get hit, and that's why you're not getting no
Oh my.
results. You know what I mean? Like you are going to get challenged. Things are not going to go right all the time. But relying on this and hanging on this internet or hanging on these panels or these apps or whatever and looking for people who don't know or don't care about you is not the way. And it's showing. People are self-deleting themselves. People are getting deleted by people online. All types of craziness is happening. And the ones that really get affected are the ones who are young, the youth. Us older people, we kind of maneuver around. We kind of know better for the most part. Some of
Mhm.
us, not all of us. But like, you know what I mean? But yo, like, come on, like, we just have to get to the point where we are building a social circle on our own. It ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be tough. You know what I mean? Trust me, it's been tough for me. You know how many times people have told me no. You know how many times people have turned me down. You know how many times people have hurt me or not spoken to me or whatever else. Just in social media alone, and I'm not even talking about my personal life. But you got to keep going. You know what I mean? And you got it. And if you are relying on people on the internet who do not care about you, you know what I mean, who do not know you for advice or for counsel or for whatever else, then yo, it's gonna be really bad for you. I'm just gonna let you know that. You know what I mean? And if you can find a few people that are actually you cool with, then that's cool. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I'm just letting you know this ain't really the place for it. I'm just letting you know that. You know what I mean? People out here trying to make money and they're trying to do their thing, they're trying to get their views up. And if they gotta use you at an expense to do that, oh they will. They will, because they don't care about you and they don't have to care about you. You don't matter. I land there.
All right, we got Conrad in the building. Salute. Chocolate Earth, I know you wanted to say something. So
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Before we close out, we got Conrad in the building. So Conrad, salute my brother. How you doing?
What's going on with
Good,
y'all?
Conrad.
What's going on, everybody? Y'all good?
C-Rad, what up, man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's up?
So, Conrad, like, okay, do you feel like relationship content is being too repetitive now these days?
Yeah, it is because we're not really trying to find results. Look at the people that are up here across the space. The majority of us that are talking about it, and I'm not gonna at this moment for the answer of this question. I'm not gonna exclude myself, right? All of us, married or unmarried, single or divorced, bitter or healed. We're in our 40s, late 30s, some of early 50s, whatever. And we're the ones that are up here talking about it the most. The youngins, they're just making joke content off of it, and they're making their money. So if based on the fact of us not really trying to reach solutions, it's run its course. Like, if we really think about it, if the pandemic never happens, are we doing this? If everybody didn't have to stay inside and shack up and inflation didn't hit, are we really talking about this? It's not to say that there wouldn't be another topic. Maybe George Floyd and injustices would be more what we would be focusing on, right? Maybe systemic oppression would be more what we're focusing on. But we're in this roundabout dryer because it is what it is, and it's pretty much run its course. Yeah.
Okay. No. Thank you for sharing your insights to it. Anybody else like have any other thoughts?
Yes, just wanted to throw this in, and I wanted to make sure. I'm sorry, when you came up, Conrad, I had muted. How you doing? I want to say this, that like soap do me, I love you, but please don't think that everyone on the internet is trying to take advantage. We can't. How can we say these things when these are men behind these mics? These are women behind these mics. So you telling me I shouldn't trust the men behind these mics? Because they're still the men that go to work every day.
Yes.
They're still the women that live in the world every day. No, that's not true. And that makes
You shouldn't trust them at all.
Because I'll say for you this, you cannot tell a person how they care about other folks though. So just like you said earlier, you can't tell someone what to do in their bedroom, in their house, only in public. And even that has limitations. If you can be honest with you, that's where you win. Because everyone who comes around you is going to know that you are about that life. You ain't even gonna have to say nothing. I know, because it happens. And I also want to add to this. There are people who care about dating. I do. Just because I'm single, that don't mean I don't want to see Black folks get married, have children, or meet the love of their life, or just go out on a date. Shit, have some romance. So I created it. I got back here and learned as much as coding and how I could put the old knowledge I had in the new knowledge, because we can make a difference. We can make these changes. We don't have to sit here and just talk about it. And yes, using the new technology, and you know as well, men and women both, the reason why the internet became a safe haven for women and men today is because it's dangerous face to face sometimes. And unfortunately, the dangerous shit gets pushed to the top, excuse my language, pushed to the top, and that's where we are. That is why the conversation becomes repetitive, because we stay on that negative side. We stay on that no one cares. I care. And can't nobody make me do different. Yes, as an individual, I don't think I can make everybody believe what I'm saying, but I know there are people, and I know there are men and women both, who want to have peace and excitement and love in their life. And what's wrong if they get it from the motherfucking internet? And I land there, thank y'all.
I'm just saying the results are just not in our favor. That's all I'm saying.
We have to try though.
Now I'm not trying. I'm giving you substance.
Okay,
I'm giving you a message. I'm staying on my purpose, but I'm not. I am not. I'm gonna give but so much, because I already know and I already see what goes on. I don't watch everything, but I see what's on. I see the shorts and what comes through my feed and people are gossiping about and talking about. So I already know what type of time it is. So, and I've been doing this just as long as you. You know what I'm saying? Like with the content creating thing. So I already know the atmosphere. I've even pondered, and some people have noticed, especially M3. I've even pondered, and you noticed too, about not even doing this no more, because it's more of a stress than it is a benefit. You know
Only
what I mean?
because, and I'll be honest with you, I am not here to try to dictate life to someone. I am trying to be an option. That's a fight in itself. How many times have I been helping? You know, personally, I have had man after man after man tell me, you can't do this if you got a man. Why you care about the community? You need to be caring about having a baby. And these are grown men saying this shit on public TV, which is now YouTube. Not the fact that if we build a community for people to relish in, they will do the shit you're talking about. It's been proven all over the world. What are we talking about? So come on. I can't believe, after all the things that you tried to do and are doing, that you believe that there are not people out here who are still fighting. That's how it works. You always gonna have people on every side of it. I ain't nobody asking you to do anything. I'm just saying the way you put it is like, well, no one should care. I care. I care. Because I couldn't have got where I got now. I would not be where I am now if I hadn't met the motherfuckers I did online. I'm going to be honest with you. I done had people treat me better online than my own blood, my own DNA. That's why I don't, like, if this don't make sense, we should be talking about building communities, education. If Andrew Tate can capture the minds of young boys across America, why with fucking info classes and putting up these horrible shots, we can do that now with AI. You can automate positivity. But I'll be the crazy lady with the forehead on. I don't care.
Nah,
I'm
nah,
just
nah.
saying. Come on.
I'm gonna say this to you, Chocolate. Listen, and this for everybody. And this is what I do in my personal time. Train your mind and your body. Guard your heart, and your soul to elevate. Y'all can do what you want, but train your mind and your body. Guard your heart, and your soul will elevate. And then from there, y'all can just do what y'all want to do. You know what I mean? So 'cause that's what I'm on right now. And whoever's not with it, it is what it is. But I'm going to give us so much of myself to this because, I see that the environment, for the most part, is toxic, and I don't have that amount of toxicity in my personal life. So why am I going to do that online? Just not. I mean, it's a waste of my time, literally.
But real quick, now I see what you're saying, 84, because I think you could have balance. So I think, everybody kind of serve a purpose. So like you're the person that kind of keep everybody in lane. So that's needed. Like Chocolate, what she's talking about, like the IT stuff and the different elements, that's needed. 100 Watts provides his element. Conrad too. He has like certain conversations he has, and Ruthless, man. I one thing I could respect about Ruthless, he gives the pushback that sometimes needed in some of these conversations and stuff. So that's why I think a lot of times, just because it might not come out the way we anticipate, I think, like I said, having these conversations, people sitting down, I think it's helping them out with communication. I think when they start hearing other people give pushback, because I heard people personally, they had like a extreme position, but they're like, damn, man, you know what? I heard that y'all taking a stand, y'all got different stuff. You know what, man? I am going to open my... So I think it's happening. I just don't think it's going to happen to the grand scale because I had to switch my expectations with stuff, and so I think that's where it's at. So I like the conversations. I like you said, I do think people do need to get outside. You can't be too reliant on this. And I think more creators, because like with me, I talk about finances, but I'm like, people hit me up and they're like, hey man, can you help me? I'm like, go get a financial person in your local area. I don't do that. I'm not trying to get no money from people. So I think if enough people come out there like that, I think, and start pushing them, like you said, outside our two, experts and stuff, I think it would start helping out a little bit. But we need you out here, 84.
All right, we'll see. Like I said, this is a trial one. It'll be for a limited time only.
Right.
Really.
But are we crazy to listen to a Ruthless to get our like information from? Should we like block out Ruthless truth?
Sure. I think it's recommended.
I say
Best, he just drops me, so it's all good.
I'm just joking, Rufus. I'm just joking.
No, Best, he just drops me. So
At times, yeah, when you're unruly, yes, I do. Yeah,
I'm never unruly. I just may not agree.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, we definitely know about
I was getting ready to say,
I'm not unruly. I believe I bring a different perspective that's not always comfortable for everybody to receive.
Nah, bro, I'm chilling. Ain't no emotions here. But if it's disrespectful,
I'm not like Tommy Sotomayor.
It is what it is.
I'm not Tommy.
I would say that what I've listened to from men and women in this space, it has encouraged me to like go and do research on how we can better communicate with one another. And then I started, you tinkering and messing around or whatever. And I was like, what about for the gamers? Because if you're a gamer, your brain kind of thinks a little different from some of the people around you. If you like a serious, I don't know, it's just the people maybe I know. Anyway, imagine being able to go somewhere and meet other people, play spades, play whatever, sit, have a conversation, blah, 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 and ain't no bullshit. I looked all over. There was no place like that. And so I said, you know what? Let's make it. So that's all I'm trying to encourage. Come on, y'all. That's all I'm saying to my brothers. My sisters is working. I ain't worried about them. I'm going to be real. I'm not concerned. But I cannot live in a...
That's what it's shit like that.
No, but I'm going to tell you why, Watts. Hold on. See, here's your assumption. And we're going to go down this street real quick.
Get a watch.
Your assumption is that I am trying to point fingers at men by saying, "Oh, my sisters is okay." Well, I am talking about in the way I want to assist. If you don't have purposeful men in your community, how does your community begin to be hopeful? You have to create opportunity online, offline. You have to educate people. These are the things that the men that y'all quote and talk about say y'all should be doing. This is how you get more men on the other side. It's just like a military strategy, right? It's just like if you playing Call of Duty, you gon' train your person to be the baddest in the game. Like, why are we doing this? And then we'll point fingers at brothers that may feel inadequate. We point fingers at brothers that aren't able to do that. See, this is why I fuck with Ruthless. This is why I voted no. So, yeah. Anyway, because he ain't say nothing the whole time you brothers was talking. Now he got something to say when I start talking. This is what I mean.
I got nothing to say.
Yes, you do. You making noises. So what you got to say? What you telling me that I'm?
No, I'm just saying. Listen, Chaka, you cooking, but I just want you to land your plane. You're overstating your position, but it's all good.
Boy, if you don't sit down.
But I would say this though, right? YouTube. One thing about YouTube.
And if you didn't have a question, you could have let me land.
Oh, okay. I thought you was.
No, you didn't.
My fault.
You didn't. I would never.
Chaka, you finna repeat yourself.
Yes, I am.
No.
Thank you. You heard?
No.
Ruthless wants my attention. It's okay. Anyway, like I said, I'm looking at it from the economic end. We talk about the 1950s. Here's something that you can pull from it. When corporate America was being built and men wanted to be able to direct how this money flowed, they went, bought land, and developed what we now have, our suburbs. Those were by developers. They didn't grow out the ground. But these are the things, if we pushing for solution and change, it's there. But I think we're so worried about the people who don't want it. Who cares about the folks who don't want it? Whether you start small or you got the money to grow, like being an option changes things for the community. And I land. I'm sorry for being positive. You got it.
Are you good? Well, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this stream up. So
hold on. Let 100 rebuttal real quick. He was about to.
I was with what she was saying. I was with what she was saying until she made the delineation. I don't gotta worry about my sisters. They good. It's the men. I was with what she was saying until she made that delineation right there. That is why this conversation will always continue going on. Because hold on, Chocolate. Because I am gonna be quick because I know he is trying to wrap up and I ain't said nothing.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, you got it. I think I just want to know this. Did you miss everything I said after that? I did explain why I said that my sisters was okay and why I was trying to help brothers use the expertise I understand and help them. I don't know if you heard that part.
Chocolate, you said a lot of everything to say why men are fucked up in the community and why we don't have community and why the women are okay as long as men get their shit together. That's what I received. That's what I received from everything that you said. From everything that you said, that's what I received. I just need you to listen to me for a quick second. These conversations will continue to always happen because this internet shit, we do this thing where we compare the worst against the worst and everything in the middle gets forgotten. Because Chocolate, these same panels that you sat on, and it's a bunch of men that say a bunch of bullshit, there are still men that are on these same panels that are able to sit in the middle of the fence and tell you that some of the shit that these men are saying is fucking crazy. These men do exist. There are plenty of men out here.
But nobody is saying that they don't. I apologize for interrupting, but I think you... Hold on, Ruthless. This isn't just about letting him finish. Can you please? I do not need direction from you, sir. I'm not being funny.
Can I finish this thought? That's all. I'm good.
You don't. Anyway, I apologize to you, 100 watts.
You're unruly.
If you want to continue the conversation at any given time, I'm happy to explain why I said what I said, and I'll leave it at that. There you go. Thank you.
Well, 100. You mind if I jump in real quick? Because I kind of see what you were saying. I think that's what I was saying in the beginning of the live. I was like the expectations, because it seems almost like, because when you gave the reference chocolate, as far as like they got the land, built the suburbs up. It's almost like, why do we have to keep building to that capacity? It's like, why don't people just get with somebody that align with somebody that's moving in that direction? I think sometimes that's why I said it's like grandiose, where we got to keep doing all this stuff versus like just align with somebody that's going in that path. And then I think community also is somebody with shared beliefs and in that same local area. So it's like, just, connect with people that's moving the same general direction versus, trying to pull everybody together. I think that's our issue sometimes. But it shouldn't be on the backs always. Like I think what 100 was kind of saying, like we gotta be building versus like just align with somebody that's going in that direction. Is that what you was kind of saying, 100?
Yeah, I mean, there's there's on both sides, men and women both. There are plenty of men that are trying to get the extremes to come back to the center. And when we get into these conversations and we start genderizing things, or one gender needs to do this because the other one this is why these conversations are always going to be divisive, because I personally do everything I can in my ability to have these conversations without mentioning gender, until it becomes something that somebody, like if you're trying to drive some crazy ass point based on gender, cool, let's do that. But I think a lot of these conversations are not gender neutral. I mean, a lot of these conversations are gender neutral. And for some reason, we're just splitting it up to make it seem like one side is more crazy than the other, or one side is more unreasonable than the other. When I think that in reality, like outside, like when you go interact with real human beings, there are more people that actually exist in the center where things flow well. Like that exists more than what YouTube is telling people that it is. Like, where I agree with Mr. Best is like, most of these motherfuckers is coming up here and pretending to be a character anyway. Like most of these niggas is characters. They not doing what they saying they doing for real. Most of these high level million streams a month motherfuckers is paying for pussy on the background, and they telling you like, come on, man, like stop that shit.
May I please? And I'm gonna go. May I? I don't understand why, but I do. I'm gonna go with this. I wasn't trying, or was my intent to be decisive? What I was saying was, as a Black woman, what I see in my community is that we have lacking of opportunity. That's what I was talking about. I don't care where you get your pussy from. I don't care who you date. I didn't say anything about that. And I find that insulting that that's the only thing you could hang on. I was not saying that to be divisive. I was saying that as far as women are concerned, I was making a quip, but it wasn't to dig at men. And I don't like that, because I said a lot of shit after that about creating opportunity for men who feel like they can't go outside, which y'all was talking about when I came up here. And now I'm the big bad wolf because I made that comment. Nothing else I said mattered. It is very insulting. So I'll leave it there. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna go. Thank you.
Chocolate, I think you had some good points. I think we were just
No, I apologize, Jared. But you know what? I wish y'all would ask me questions and just assume what I'm thinking or what I'm saying. If you're not clear on what I'm saying, I stand in mind, 100 Watt. I stand in mind where community is concerned. I'm not concerned about a relationship. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do in their relationship. But I do know that there are structures that are not created for Black people that I found my niche in. This is how I decided to help. Along with it, that's all I was sharing, and that can't even be discussed. I said, hey, we have an opportunity to build whatever we want. Nobody says nothing, but I say one thing, and you ride it like as if I'm using it to beat you in the head with. Do what you want with that, but I'm not gonna stand by and let you just assume what I'm thinking. Good evening, you guys. Thank y'all for letting me come up.
Chocolate, wait. Wait, Chocolate, wait, girl. Hold on. Everybody, wait. Chocolate, hold on. It's just y'all having a discussion. Just
No, we're not having a discussion, Soap, and I
Look, brother.
appreciate you.
Come on, Chocolate. Come on. Don't do that. Come
We're
on.
begging,
It
man.
become- you know what, Soap? When it becomes personal, like I felt like I wasn't saying anything negative. I didn't say anything disparaging about black men.
Ah,
And I just get to, I don't care what you think, Ruthless.
I ain't said
You're
nothing.
rude and disrespectful. You
I
are
didn't say
not a good
anything.
person. So can you
It's
be
not my
quiet
fight.
and let me talk to Soap? Do you want to talk to me, Ruthless?
No, I'm just saying you just keep repeating yourself. We hear you.
I what?
You repeated yourself. I'm saying we heard you
So
the first.
did you, sir.
We heard you the first 12 times, but it's all good.
But Chocolate,
Okay,
could I say
so-
something? Because I think
No, it's okay. I'm so. Oh Lord. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Chocolate. Go
I
ahead.
didn't come
go
up
ahead.
here for that. I did not come up.
No,
here
go ahead. We listening. Go
No,
ahead.
I
Sis,
did.
go ahead.
There was nothing to say. I want to help the community the way I do. Sometimes I feel one way about it. I think I'm presenting it that way, and it gets torn apart and thrown back at like as if I'm trying to disparage me, and I just get exhausted about it. When I know that's not what I'm doing. Y'all up here talking about what you do behind the scenes and offline, but a woman can't do it. I gotta be different.
No one
I
said
don't
that.
care. I didn't say
Chocolate. See,
I
you
have
know
the
what?
right to say.
What you are doing is unfair, though. What you are doing is
Now
unfair.
I'm unfair. I can't
What
have
you are
feelings.
doing is unfair.
You don't
Because
know how it hit me.
I'm not sure whether personal part. I'm not.
Oh,
And I'm not sure if you're saying I was being personal. Let me backtrack what I'm saying. Let me backtrack because I'm not.
You
I'm
don't
not,
have
I'm
to.
Not,
You don't have to, sir. I really apologize. That's what I said. I was looking
okay,
at the conversation
see, I'm
in
trying to
a
have a
different
conversation with you,
perspective.
and you're creating a one-way street. You're doing this thing where you're creating a one-way street where you get to talk and say everything that's on your mind, but when someone else is talking, you get to cut them off and continue expressing yourself. If I'm disconnected from you, Chocolate, me and you have had plenty of conversations way too many times, especially on this platform. If I'm disconnected from you somewhere, you know that I will more than willing have the patience to shut the fuck up and listen to you so I can find out where. When I heard what you said, I'm telling you what I received from what you said, the words you chose. You made an entire dialogue about building community and all of these other things. But in your dialogue, you made it a point to say you don't have to worry about the sisters. You made it a point to say that. And I'm saying that when there are women that are on this platform that make that point, they are doing it maliciously. And sometimes,
But I wasn't.
Okay, and Chocolate, what I'm saying
You
to
accused me of it though. You had
Chocolate.
already put it out there that I was saying it with malice.
I'm saying
No,
to
100
you-
Watt. That's how you came at me. Just like you took what I said, I'm taking what you said with your words. Don't do that. I'll stand
Okay,
in mine.
so I'm giving you guys 1 minute before I shut the screen down.
Went on too long.
Okay, cool. So, anyways, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Knowledge Relationships. All right, welcome back to like the old classic format. We're definitely going to be streaming again. All right, for this season. So, stick around for more content pretty soon. And with that being said, we are out, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Knowledge and relationships.